Do you want your tomatoes to grow large and sweet, the clusters to bend under the weight of the fruit, and cucumbers to grow straight, without bitterness or barren flowers, and continue producing until autumn? Then, in the middle of summer, you need to do one important thing. Stop feeding the plants with everything indiscriminately and give them exactly the nutrition they need during flowering and fruit filling. You do not have to buy expensive mixtures for this. Often, everything you need is already at home or in the shed. We will be talking about wood ash, boric acid, and, when necessary, ordinary yeast. But here it is important not just to know the name of the product. You need to understand when to use it, in what dosage, and what it must not be mixed with. Otherwise, even a beneficial feeding may fail to produce results or may harm the plants. First, let us understand why the rules change in the middle of summer. At the beginning of the season, the bush actively develops leaves, stems, and its root system. During this period, it really needs nitrogen. But when mass flowering begins and the first ovaries appear, the plant gradually switches from growing green mass to forming a harvest. If at this moment you continue frequently watering the beds with fermented grass infusion, chicken manure, or other nitrogen-rich feedings, the bush may begin to grow excessively. It will become tall, dense, and dark green, with thick stems and a huge number of leaves, but there will be few fruits. The plant will direct its energy not into tomatoes, cucumbers, or peppers, but back into the foliage. Therefore, during the fruit-filling stage, nitrogen moves into the background, while potassium becomes especially important. In tomatoes, it affects sugar accumulation, aroma, fruit firmness, even ripening and storage. In cucumbers, potassium is associated with taste and proper shape. When it is deficient, the fruits may grow hooked, swell near the stem, remain thin at the other end, or become bitter. One of the most accessible sources of potassium is ordinary wood ash. Only clean ash from burned firewood, branches, plant tops, or other untreated plant material is suitable. Do not use the remains of painted wood, plastic, trash, or any materials of unknown composition. A basic wood ash infusion is easy to prepare. Take 1 glass of wood ash, approximately 200 to 250 grams, and pour 10 liters of water over it. Then mix thoroughly and leave it for 24 hours. Then strain it through cheesecloth or an old sieve and water the plants at the roots, approximately half a liter per bush. It is important not to increase the dosage in the hope of getting faster results. Half a liter of infusion is enough. A solution that is too strong will not make the fruits grow twice as fast, but it can put unnecessary stress on the roots. If you do not have time to wait 24 hours, you can prepare a faster version. Pour 5 liters of hot water over the same glass of ash, mix it, and leave it for several hours. After cooling, the infusion must also be strained and used for watering. For weakened plants, a concentrate is sometimes prepared. 1 to 2 liters of ash are poured over with 5 liters of boiling water. The mixture is allowed to cool completely, and then water is added to bring the total volume to 10 liters. But this solution must not be used undiluted. 1 liter of the concentrate is additionally diluted in a full bucket of water, and only then are the plants watered. There is one rule that must not be skipped. Wood ash infusion must not be applied to completely dry soil. First, water the bed with plain water, allow the moisture to soak in, and only then apply the feeding. Any concentrated solution acts too harshly on dried-out roots. Do not use wood ash and nitrogen-rich infusions on the same day. If you combine it with liquid manure, fermented grass infusion, or another nitrogen-rich feeding, some of the nitrogen may be lost. Apply these products on different days. During active fruit filling, wood ash infusion is usually applied approximately once every 7 to 10 days. There is no need to feed more often. Excess nutrition is just as undesirable as a deficiency. Now let us move on to the second problem. In hot weather, a bush may be covered with flowers, but almost no ovaries form. The flower opens, then turns yellow and falls off. Sometimes a small ovary appears, grows to the size of a pea, and then falls off as well. As a result, the cluster remains half empty. One of the reasons is that during extreme heat, pollen becomes less viable, germinates poorly, and normal pollination does not occur. In this situation, boric acid is often used. Boron is involved in flowering processes, helps pollen germinate, and supports the development of the pollen tube. Thanks to this, more flowers may develop into ovaries. But with boron, precise dosage is especially important. This is not a product that can be added by eye or made into a stronger solution. The most common method is spraying it onto the leaves and flowering clusters. Take 5 grams of boric acid per 10 liters of water. This is approximately a slightly less than full-level teaspoon. First, dissolve the powder in a small amount of hot water. Boric acid dissolves poorly in cold water and may remain in granules. Pour approximately 100 milliliters of water at a temperature of about 50 to 70 degrees. Add the powder and mix thoroughly until it is completely dissolved. After that, pour the concentrate into a bucket of cool water. It is best to spray the plants early in the morning or late in the evening, when there is no scorching sun. The leaves should be dry and the weather should be calm, without strong wind. Ideally, there should be no rain for several hours after treatment. You must not spray during the daytime heat. Burns may appear on the leaves. The solution should be prepared immediately before use and applied right away. It should not be stored until the next day. During the season, no more than 2 or 3 such treatments are usually carried out, with an interval of at least 10 to 14 days. Plants must not be sprayed with boron every week, because an excess of this element may suppress the bush. The first treatment may be carried out at the beginning of budding when the first flower clusters appear. The second is carried out during active flowering. The third, if it is truly necessary, is carried out at the very beginning of fruit formation, when the ovaries are still small. The plant itself may show that there is a problem with boron. With a deficiency, flowers and young ovaries fall off in large numbers. Tips of the shoots become deformed and young leaves become small and brittle. But an excess is also noticeable. The edges of older lower leaves turn yellow and dry out, and the bush looks suppressed and wilted. If such signs appear, boron treatments must be stopped, and the plants should be watered only with clean water. This creates a simple combination. Wood ash is applied at the roots and provides the nutrition needed for fruit filling, flavor, and ripening. Boric acid is used on the leaves and flowering clusters to support flowering and ovary formation. These products perform different tasks, so they should not be mixed in the same solution. There is also a third product that is often used during the period of active fruiting, yeast. But it is important to understand, yeast is not a complete fertilizer and provides the plant with almost no potassium. It works differently. It activates processes in warm soil and can give the bush a short-term boost. To prepare the infusion, take 100 grams of fresh compressed yeast and half a glass of sugar, approximately 3 tablespoons. Dissolve everything in 3 liters of warm water and leave it in a warm place for several hours. When the mixture begins to foam and a characteristic fermentation smell appears, pour it into 10 liters of water. Water each bush with approximately 1 liter of the prepared solution. The soil must be warm. This feeding does not work in cold soil. It should not be used frequently either. For tomatoes, once approximately every 2 weeks is enough. For cucumbers, approximately once every 10 days. Yeast is always applied separately from wood ash. First, the yeast feeding is applied, and a few days later, the wood ash infusion is given. This is important because active processes in the soil may increase the consumption of potassium and calcium. Wood ash helps restore the necessary nutrition. Now let us put everything into a clear sequence. While the bush is actively flowering, The main task is to preserve the flowers and obtain more ovaries. During this period, if necessary, boric acid spraying is carried out, following the dosage of 5 grams per 10 liters of water. At the same time, but on a different day, wood ash infusion can be applied to moist soil. When the ovaries begin to increase in size and active fruit filling starts, wood ash becomes the main feeding. It is at this moment that plants especially need nutrition associated with fruit size, flavor, and ripening. Boron is used during this stage only when necessary and with a mandatory interval between treatments. During the period of mass fruiting, when the bush is already producing a harvest and needs to maintain its pace, yeast infusion may be applied. A few days later, wood ash is given again. At the same time, wood ash watering remains the main feeding, while yeast is used only as an additional one-time boost. For cucumbers, this method depends especially on watering. A cucumber plant forms fruits quickly and consumes a lot of water at the same time. If the soil constantly dries out, no feeding will be absorbed properly. The fruits may become bitter, crooked, and stop growing. Therefore, first maintain even soil moisture and only then apply nutrition. For peppers, the principle remains the same. While the bush is only developing green mass, it needs complete nutrition, but after flowers and ovaries appear, excess nitrogen begins to work against the harvest. The bush may look powerful and healthy, but continue dropping flowers or forming few fruits. Therefore, do not assess the condition of the plant only by the size of its leaves. Look at the entire bush, whether new ovaries are appearing, whether the already formed fruits are increasing in size, and whether the flowers are falling off. Feeding should support the current stage of development, rather than simply accelerate growth at any cost. And finally, remember 5 mistakes. The first is continuing to give a lot of nitrogen when the bush is already filling its fruits. If nitrogen helped the plants develop quickly in spring, this does not mean that the same method should be maintained throughout the entire season. Excess nitrogen forces the bush to direct its energy back into leaves and stems. The second mistake is feeding on dry soil. First, water the plants with clean water, and only then apply the wood ash or yeast infusion. Otherwise, the concentrated solution may damage the root hairs and create additional stress. The third is mixing wood ash, boron, and yeast in one bucket. These are different products that perform different tasks. Boron is used mainly on the leaves and flowering clusters, while wood ash and yeast infusions are applied at the roots on different days. The fourth mistake is spraying boric acid during hot weather and increasing the dosage. A stronger solution will not produce more ovaries. It may cause burns and suppress the bush. Use only 5 grams per 10 liters of water and carry out the treatment in the morning or evening. The fifth mistake is expecting a miracle after one random watering. Feeding does not work like an instant pill, but as a proper rhythm. Wood ash, approximately once every 7 to 10 days. Boron, only 2 or 3 times per season and strictly according to the growth stages. Yeast, occasionally and always separately from wood ash. 1. Examine your plants. If the bush is huge and dark green but has almost no fruits, it may be receiving too much nitrogen. If the flowers are falling off in large numbers, pay attention to the heat, watering, and ovary formation. If the cucumbers are growing crooked or becoming bitter, check the soil moisture and nutrition. Save this recipe so that the dosages are always at hand. 1 glass of wood ash per 10 liters of water, 5 grams of boric acid per 10 liters, and 100 grams of yeast with half a glass of sugar per 3 liters of warm water, followed by dilution. And write in the comments what you use to feed tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers during fruiting. What really helps you obtain large, sweet fruits and preserve the harvest until the end of the season?